Hi guys, Elmarie from Worcester, Western Cape, South Africa. Today is first, welcome to everybody. Whether you're new or returning, thank you for joining me and watching this podcast about fiber, knitting, yarn, whatever. Fiber related or sewing related thing I want to share today. Ooh, if I'm looking a bit like, it's because I am a bit, I don't have the word for that right now. Today is, as I said, the 27th of March. It's still really hot in South Africa. So you start out getting cold in the morning and then you end up with 34 degrees Celsius in the afternoon. You never know what to wear. But that's part of the Southern Hemisphere for you. You have like, we don't have this definite mark of when summer stops and autumn starts. It sort of goes like, oh yay, autumn just started. Oops, no, in the 30s again. Sometimes in the middle of winter we'll have like 25 degrees one day, and then it will drop down to, during the day, and then it will drop down to 15 degrees Celsius maximum in June. Trust me, nobody knows what the weather is going to bring. It does not matter what the weather forecast says. Really, it just doesn't. Anyway, on to a couple of admin stuff, which is rare for me, but there are quite a few of admin things. Yes, I did say welcome, and I did say where I live and all of that. So I have become an affiliate of Skillshare. Skillshare is a platform, a learning platform, where you can do crash courses of just about anything. And I became an affiliate of them, well, firstly because I was looking for businesses that I could be, that I was willing to affiliate with. I've been contacted before, and I'm just not, it's not my scene, or, you know. But Skillshare is one of those places that I can really recommend. It, for those of you who are South Africans, and I'm going to say this for South Africans because nobody else is going to understand what I say. But for South Africans, with our currency issues, if you've tried to go to a different platform before and you've looked at the prices and you think, I'm not going to do this. And worst of all, then it's like an annual fee and you think to yourself, there's not a chance that I can do this. I want to really reassure you about Skillshare. Skillshare has a monthly option. The monthly option is costing me 128 Rand a month. The link down below that you will find there for Skillshare will lead you to a 14-day trial. The 14-day trial is free. So try it out. See if you like it. See if there's something that's usable. I've learned a lot. Really, I have, in a very small period of time, because there are crash courses. It's like I sit through one course during a day. Not even a whole day. I mean, it's a couple of hours. And because it's downloadable, I can go back and go back and go back and make new notes. Now, depending on your learning type, you will be able to work with that whichever way you learn. I am one of those people who cannot sit and listen to the same thing for a long time. I'll rather go through it, like, and I usually, that's the way I teach as well. Let's go through the theory first, quickly, go through it, then go back and do the practical side. And that's the way I learn. I listen, and then I start doing the lessons. They have a most of them have a practical side as well, that you can, do a project. So, and you will find anything on there. The classes I did was specifically about marketing, online marketing, and that sort of thing. There's still quite a lot of them that I want to go back to, quite a few of them that I want to go find specifically. And then I've also done an embroidery course, which is awesome, you guys. It's awesome. It really is amazing. It's a South African embroiderer, and she's an artist embroiderer. So for me, that's like, woo. It's like Planet Elmarie right there. Yeah, and I've done I've seen quite a few artist classes. I've seen, there are thousands of classes on that platform for 128 Rand a month. The classes are free after that. Nah, I do that with a smile. Anyway, Skillshare, follow the link, do the 14-day trial. If you don't like it, you don't do it. If you like it, 128 Rand a month, really. If you live in a different country, 128 Rand isn't going to make any sense to you. But to every South African listening to this, it's going to make sense. Trust me. And also, the other thing is that I just want to add quickly is that South Africans, tend to be very suspicious of anything that comes from a different country. We do. Or maybe it's just me. No, we do, actually. Maybe it's just my circle of people. I don't know. But we do tend to be very suspicious about these things. So coming from a South African to South Africans, it's worth it. Really is. It's worth your time. It's worth 128 Rand a month. Depending on the currency changes, that's going to change, obviously. But at the moment, that's what it's costing. Okay, so that's Skillshare. Secondly, I would like you guys to be aware of the fact that I am planning on upping the prices on my yarn. Now, no, it's not because the yarn prices are going up again. I know they are. That's not what this is about. It is to support drought relief. So what I want to do, I'm still waiting on an answer from the guy that's most involved in drought relief. And I'll talk about that at the end of the program a bit more. I just thought I would do that admin-wise as well. I want to add a certain price. I'm not exactly sure. It will probably, at the most, it's going to be 195 Rand per 100 gram skein. For the commercially spun yarns, the hand spuns will be less. But so say 195 Rand, and then I add a 15 Rand as well. So that will be a 30 Rand going to the drought relief. Normally it's 180. So I will add 15 Rand to the price. That will be, say, 195 if I do it. So I get 190, 195. I haven't made up my mind about that yet. And then I will, when I have that payment, I will also go and subtract from the original 185, 80 Rand. I will subtract 15 Rand on my side. So I will be giving 15 Rand per skein, and you will be giving 15 Rand per skein, which means it's 30 Rand per skein going for drought relief. I will go into more detail afterwards why I'm doing this. So that's that. Last thing, new base coming up. I've already ordered the base. We now also have access to the 75-25 sock yarn. Now, anybody who knows me will know that I really don't like the nylon idea, but a lot of people have been asking for it, so I'm going to give it a try. I have a whole of 10 skeins coming. It's a lot, not. But those 10 skeins I am going to dye up in self-striping. And self-striping yarn, as you know, as I have said before, is kind of labor intensive, but that's okay. So that will be 10 skeins that I'll be selling. That 75-25, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon in sock weight. Okay. I think that's about it. On to knitting. So, being on the road for a great amount of time, I think we drove about 4,000 kilometers in the last 2 weeks, which was really exciting. Again, I'll talk about that at the end. Obviously, I had to do knitting. I had to take something with to keep my hands busy. Clemmy, which is one of my spin wheels, my traveling spin wheel, is sitting right next to me. She went with me, but I didn't have a lot of time for her. What I did have a lot of time for was knitting. Oh, I'll show you what I did with Clemmy in a minute. But I think I have 150 grams spun up. That's how much I did spun-wise. So those of you who follow me on Instagram would have noticed I started out with the Weekender sweater of Elmarie. I currently have them on circular needles, and I think I'm going to go to straights. Now that is abnormal for me, but I will show you why in a minute. Maybe I'll just try and find a larger cable. Or even better, just put this. Never mind, I'm talking to myself. So I am currently on the yoke. So this is how far I have gotten with the entire sweater. Let me just get these two together and I can show you. And I really do not want to lose any stitches here, which is why I think I'm just gonna put it on a, okay. So this is how far I've gotten. I am past the body. I am onto the yoke. I've separated the front and the back from each other, but that is why this is so fiddly, really. I think I need to find, I can't remember if it's a 5 or 5.5 millimeter, but I think it's a 5.5 to finish this part off. Anyway, so this is just back and forth. It's either that or I have to find the size needle in straights somewhere. I don't even know if I have them in these are 6s. Guys, I'm so totally easily distracted. It's not even funny. Really, it's not funny. I don't even know what size this is. Thankfully, I have one of those little sizey thingies. Anyway, I started it out with the green skeins. It's like these. You can see. I currently have. Oh, not that ball. Here's the other one. This much of the last one. This one I'm busy with, and then I have this one left. They don't really look the same, actually, but they are. They came from one dye lot, and they just didn't dye up the same. But that's okay, because this one needs to go to the sleeves if I'm doing sleeves, because I don't think I have enough yarn for full-length sleeves, and this is also a set-in sleeve, so it ends here. And I'm thinking I'm not gonna do a sleeve, because then I can wear it, like layer it over a long sleeve t-shirt with a jacket over or whatever in winter, whereas if I put a sleeve on, yeah, then I'm not gonna be able to do that. I am working with my Addy needles, fixed circular needles. This one is a 5.5. Yep, it's a 5.5 milliliter. Sorry. I think I need some water or something. Anyway, this is millimeter. And it's a 60 centimeter cable, which is awesome if you're working in the round. Not so awesome right now because I'm working flat. So I either have to find a longer cable, or yeah. Then I had about 3 working projects with me. As I said, I put the Miss Serena on hold for now because I'm doing stuff for winter. And then those of you again who follow me on Instagram would have noticed that I bought from Nova Oils and Yarn these bamboo. Okay, let me just explain why it's not caked up. My Swift broke while we were away, and with that, the person holding the yarn is my husband, and somehow that just didn't work out very well with the wool winder. So that's why they're not caked up and are in balls, if anybody would want to know. I started out very, very quickly with this. Just a simple liner shawl, but look at these colors. Look at how they play together. This is I think 3 point something odd millimeter needle. I'm not even sure actually at the moment. And this is how far I got with this one, because I decided to focus on the sweater first. This is easy knitting. There's not a lot of thinking involved. So that one still has a bit, and I mean, honestly, you guys, the only place we actually have to think is the slipping one stitch there where the seam is, and the next row crocheting it. But now we're driving, okay, and then we see something very nice, and then we start talking about this very nice thing, my husband and I now, and then I can't remember where I was last time. I promise you, I eventually had a little book that I would make dots to say, okay, this is the round now to crochet, pull, or I promise you, I dyed my hair this color. It's really blonde today. Crochet, pull. So there's slip one and pull one. I have to remember to do the pull, and I just lose track of it. So I did make notes as we went along. So that would be that. I just want to show you these colors, these bamboo. It's 100% bamboo. This lady dyes exclusively, it's earth colors. She's not available online. She dyes exclusively for Nova Oil and Yarn. I'll put the link down below. That's Serene that I did an interview with 2 weeks ago. Anyway, and then yes, I am sighing because honestly this little thingy is not getting any attention when it should be getting a lot of attention, but it's not. Here's a sock. These are my whips at the moment. I'm busy with the sock. I started this out just before we left because it was supposed to be part of the class, the lessons I gave. As it turns out, I'm going to have to finish this one, and then I'm going to have to do another lesson on the second one, because I'm struggling to get the videos right, the angle right, because I'm working on my phone, you know. It's not like I've got a fancy camera. Anyway, so I'm past the heel turn. I've picked up stitches. I'm at the gusset now. As per usual, I'm working with sorry, trying to figure out where I was last time. I'm working with the magic loop method, and yes, this is where I'm at. I still have a lot of yarn left, so I really don't have to worry about it. What I do have to worry about though is that I need needles, and no, I've got a truckload of needles. I just don't have a 2mm or a 2.25mm that I'm aware of. I'm sure I have a 2.25 somewhere. The reason why I'm saying that is the other sock yarn base that I have is a 400 meter to 100 gram thickness. That's quite thinner than this. And the socks that I knit up with that, sorry guys, my back is getting sore. The sock that I knit up with that fits. It's just a bit too loose. And I'm wearing it underneath my boots and stuff, so it's okay. It's fine. It's usable. But I don't want the next lot to be like that. So I need to get needles for that. Okay, I'm just going to pause quickly so that I can get my spin stuff out. Be back now. Okay, as I said, I spun up a 50 gram. So far, that's what it looks like. And this is not plied. This is just... Okay, I want to hold it quick. Look at these colors. They come out so nicely. So, this is a 50 gram. This is the other 50 gram. You see? So this one still needs to be spun, and I'm actually thinking of doing them in 50 grams instead of doing them in 100 grams. So I'm thinking of taking this and doing a chain ply, which would leave me with a 3 ply, which is slightly thicker, and then doing this one. So I'm thinking of doing them in 50 grams. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do. I haven't decided yet. I took a whole bag full of fiber. The fiber that I have here is actually quite rustic. It's not a very... But it spins up really nice, and I think it's going to wash very well. But as they say, it's gonna bloom when it's washed. But it doesn't give me any grief while spinning. But I'm, as I said, it is kind of rustic. So I'm going to have to make one and just make a swatch with it and let it soak and see how that goes. I'll put up a picture of the sample as soon as it's done. Wait, let me just braid this thing up. For anybody who does not know how to do this, you tie a knot, other way around, like so, see? And then you do that. And that's how you braid up. You see, you've got your loop, go through the loop, go through the loop. You're basically crocheting the thing. And that way you see to it that it doesn't get all tangled up and messed up in a bag. So that's it for fiber. Let's talk about the trip quickly, and then I'll explain a bit more about the drought relief thing. Yeah, in the Karoo at the moment, what's going on is this. My brother-in-law's farm is close to Beaufort West. That's, if you don't know how it works, from Cape Town you get to, you split at Worcester. Worcester is literally the split. So you split, you go to the Little Karoo, that's where my family comes from, so that's an area I know real well. And then you go to the Big Karoo. The Big Karoo goes from Worcester to the Dorings, and then you get Toosrivier, and then you get Lainsburg, and then you get Beaufort. And in between there are still some smaller places. Now I've known that area quite well because we often go up to there. Then you turn left. If you just after Lainsburg, you get Maatjiesfontein, really, and then you can turn left up to Fraserburg, Sutherland, to this side of the Big Karoo. If you go straight down and you get Beaufort, my brother-in-law's farm is just before Beaufort. And after that, you will get like tons of splits to different towns. I mean, small little old railway towns like Hanover, and then there are larger towns like Graafrenet and Cradock. I like Cradock, really do. And then there are parts of the Free State that is still also counted as part of the Karoo. Now, after that, you get and it goes from the Western Cape Province up to the Northern Cape Province. Parts of that is still part of the Karoo, and the Karoo basically is semi-desert, so that area is semi-desert. And then you get the Eastern Cape. Now the Eastern Cape is not part of the Karoo as far as I'm aware. No, it is actually. It's the Little Karoo. Some of the Little Karoo is still part of the Eastern Cape. Here's the kicker. Up to Lainsburg, up to Beaufort, it tends to be still very dry. It's not. You can see that it's rained, but it's not enough. Actually no. From the Dorings, between the Dorings, the Dorings still had a lot of water, and then you can go up, and then from Touwsrivier about there, then it starts getting dry. My brother-in-law's farm has had water, but it's still very dry in parts of the farm. And then if you move up, then there are parts that has had a lot of rain, and it's looking beautiful. It really is. But then you go towards the Northern Cape, and there's been like almost nothing. And those farmers are really suffering. And then also Port Elizabeth. So, on a yarn level, I want to say this because yarn people will understand this. If you are more interested in meat products, this is also an issue, because those farmers do have meat sheep, like dorpers and meat masters and those type of sheep that was bred specifically for meat. But towards the Northern Cape, a lot of them have Angora, which is more towards my field. No, I'm not vegan, I eat meat, but that's what I know best. The as we call them in Afrikaans, Sabok, because it's like Sabelkade. If you're not Afrikaans, you won't understand. But those are the Angora goats. Sorry, switchy between Afrikaans and English. Those are the Angora goats, and then where we get our Angora yarn, which is aka mohair. Okay, aka mohair. If you don't know this, mohair comes from a goat, Angora goats. Those farmers farm with Angora goats. More towards the Eastern Cape, there are more sheep farmers, like merino, and I know there's one lady that has Corriedale sheep. There are also mohair. There's also mohair. There's but mostly they go towards sheep, and it's merino, and as I said, that's where your wool comes from. And those farmers are really, really struggling. They are struggling. If they don't get help from somewhere, from the outside, they can't feed the animals. And unlike Peter, let's say straightforward, would like people to understand these farmers actually care about their animals. They cry about those animals. They love them. The reason I can say this is because I know a lot of them. And this is really difficult for them. I mean, just on the dorper side, on the meat side, some of my dad's step family have sheep there. They had to thin down their flocks so much that they only had a couple that they could still breed with when the time came. Some of them had to have all of them put out, slaughtered, and sell the meat. There's nothing, absolutely nothing. In the Northern Cape, I know there was this initiative the other day where they actually went and they helped those farmers. They took, I think it's probably lucerne that they took, but they actually took food for the animals and food for the farmers, because you know how bad it is when your animals don't have food and the farmer and the farmer's workers don't have food. That's how bad it is. So that's where my idea. Ooh, sorry guys, I'm like mixing my tails very deliciously at the moment. That's where my ideas came from. I'll put the link down below for her website. Esteresa and Esther are hand dyers. They've got like a pay it forward initiative, and I saw it on their site and I thought, wow, this is so nice. Maybe I can do something for drought relief. And theirs isn't for drought relief. Theirs is for the community, and hopefully I will have an interview with them soon enough and they can explain that to you and tell you exactly what that is about. It's a really fantastic initiative. As I said, I will put the link for the website down below and you can check it out. But that's sort of the inspiration behind this. I kept on thinking, what can I do? How can I handle this? And then I thought, I don't want to just put in money into the drought relief thing, because that's going to just be money on my side. And because my main purpose is making people understand exactly where it is your yarn comes from, exactly how difficult it is for those farmers. I rather want to involve my customers in this, so that the more we put into it, the more we appreciate what we have. So, and that's how the human mind works, right? If you're involved, it matters. If you're not involved, well, it matters, but it doesn't matter so much. The minute you get involved, it actually does matter. So, yeah, that's my idea behind it. As I said, I will keep you updated. I'm going to put a blog post up as soon as I have feedback from the guys that work with it. The guy's name is Bitter Burger. A lot of people know about him. And I just want to make something very, very clear here, just before I continue on this. There's been a lot of negative stuff being said about him, and there's a lot of negative stuff being said about this and that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I know what the guy does. I know I've seen the result of what he does. If he's made a mistake somewhere, gee, so have I. That does not mean that he's intentionally doing things wrong or intentionally not helping people that need help. You know, he is a human being, and he's a very humble human being. So no, don't want to hear it. He's the only one that I know has a bigger program that's large enough to get involved with. If there are other options, then I will look into them. Either way, whatever money I get in, that's 30 Rand per skein, 15 Rand from my side, 15 Rand from your side per skein, will go for drought relief. And I will have a setup on my website where you will be able to see how much money is in and how much money goes out. And I will also say where it goes out to, right? So that will be a full disclaimer. Everybody will be able to see what's going on. None of that money will ever go into my pocket until the drought has been broken, and then I can stop. Then I can go back to usual. Yeah, that's it. I'm like 35 minutes into this. So that's about drought relief. Let's go on to our actual trip. What we did was we kept the farm as a base, and we did the big karoo, which was very interesting. I mean, I went to little towns like Richmond, where I actually have a yarn buddy that I've never met before. Went into their wool shop, her wool shop, and started talking to her, and then she said, "Are you Elmarie?" And I'm like, "Yes, who are you?" Guys, no, that's bad. Anyway, that's Lorraine. Lorraine, if you're watching this, hello. And it was really nice. It was such a pleasure to just go from one place to another and see towns that I've never seen in my life before, and then ending up in Bloemfontein, because on the road we're busy with kitchen renovations, by the way. But in the middle of all of this, we decided we have to start doing some renovations. So we're busy with kitchen renovations. And one of the things I really want is one of those old farm style porcelain wash basins. But what I don't want is to pay 2,500-3,000 rand for one. I don't want to. Also, we got a quote from a local guy, for 35,000 rand. That is not a lot of money for a kitchen renovation. But if I used that, I didn't have money for anything else. I didn't want to do that. So we decided, no, wait. Just stop the bus right here. Oh, and the other more important thing is, this guy is very much settled in modernizing things, and my house was built in the 1930s as a railway house, and I want to keep that sort of feel. So no, not gonna work. And when we left, we decided, right, we're gonna think this through now. We're gonna really talk it through. Anyway, we stopped somewhere, and at the Karoo Padstal, which is an awesome Padstal, by the way, on our way into the big Karoo. It's just past Richmond. Yeah, Richmond. Just past Richmond, you get this really nice Karoo farm store. And this guy had these kitchen sinks. And my husband told him, "Where did you get that?" And he said, "This guy in Bloemfontein." And then we looked at each other, and I told him, "Well, can we go to Bloemfontein?" He said, "No, there's not a way we're going to Bloemfontein." I told him, "But we can get that there." And he said, "We don't know if we can get that there." That's like the type of discussions we had. And then he said, "Well, get the guy, if you can find the guy online, and you can find him, and he actually has it available, and he has a decent price on it, then we can go." And I said, "Okay." And I found the guy via Google. Yay, Google. Found the guy. He did have in stock 150 rand each. Needless to say, we drove through to Bloemfontein. And I've only driven through Bloemfontein. I've never actually been to Bloemfontein. One of my old Nibbly Bits colleagues lives there, so we were able to have go drink coffee with them. The next morning, the evening before that, we slept over in a very nice guest house. Well, it wasn't really a guest house, mostly just a sleepover place. We slept over there. We had dinner at a steakhouse. We bought biltong that is very dangerous. It's very nice biltong. I would suggest it to anybody, but not necessarily anybody who has like a heart issue, because like these pieces of fat to it. Love it. Anyway, And then we just turned around and drove back, and that was really nice. And we visited neighbors across the street. I know that doesn't work like that with a farm. It's a huge farm, and then you drive all the way to the other farm, which is quite far away, but it's across the main road. It was just really a nice time, just really relaxing and spending time together. And spending time together for Lydia and myself never means being in each other's company 24/7. He has his stuff that he does, I have my stuff that I do, but we are never disconnected. So we slept, the farm has like a space on the one side, like a flat, and we slept in the flat, but he watched TV and cooked or whatever in the main house. I was on this side in the flat knitting or spinning on the 50 gram that I was able to do, or just not being at the TV because I'm not in the mood for a TV at the moment very much. And that's what we did. Drank coffee, ate every morning. Wow, that's amazing for us. It was just really an enjoyable trip. My only problem now is he's back to work, so yeah, being together for 2 weeks, not being out of each other's company, always makes it difficult for us. Yes, we are that strange type of couple that looks like we've been sewn together. So now just going back to normal for us is actually kind of difficult, but it's okay. We'll survive it. And yeah, in the meantime, we're busy with kitchen renovations. So that's it for now. 41 minutes later, and I'm done. So now you know what's going on in my personal life. I know that's very interesting, very important to hear. But I sincerely hope that you guys will get involved in the drought relief program. As I said, I will put the details up. As soon as I can. But I really do hope that you will get involved. It's really important. And it's also important to remember where we are getting our fiber from and who is putting in such a lot of work to take care of the animals that provides the fiber that we really love to use. Okay, well, that's it for now. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend and that you're going to have a great week ahead. Please take care of yourselves. Yes, we have restrictions coming, but unfortunately they are needed. A lot of people will disagree with me, I know, but I don't call it Easter, I call it Passover. Long story. And that's the only actual Christian holiday that's important to me. And I understand that people will be upset because the churches are closed, but you know what? We'll rather have that. We'll rather have that because people will stream to those churches. Our churches, any church. That's the only time of the year I think some of them go to church is Christmas and Passover. And, you know, if somebody gets married or somebody dies or there's a baby born or something like that. And so many people attend those churches, no matter which church. All of us do the same thing. There's also the Zionist thing that goes on, which is more, the Zionist church is a church on its own, and they have this yearly thing where they come together. And you know what? Those are literally millions of people coming together. And I understand. It's not easy, but it is what it is, so let's just take it that way. Also, I'm not sure if the market that I was booked for is going to be open. If it is, and you are in the Western Cape, and you do want to go take a drive, Montague market, if it's open, I will be there on Saturday. We'll see how that goes. But follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. Please like and subscribe if you like the podcast. Comment below. If I don't react to your comments immediately, please forgive me. But I don't get these notifications. I'm still trying to figure out why I'm not getting them, but I'm just not getting them. I literally have to go onto my YouTube studio side to find notifications. So I'm wondering if that's not a separate app that I should just download and see if I don't get the notifications there. I'll see how that goes. So please don't take offense if I don't immediately answer. I don't know that you've commented. I'll go check today if there are any comments there. Nothing else really to talk about. Okay, guys, love you. Have a lovely weekend. No, the weekend's past. Week. And Passover. And whatever you can do, just keep safe and take care of yourselves. Bye.